Hey guys, I'm Caleb Tennant. I'm an ex-professional motocross racer, and I train a lot of the top amateurs and pro riders around America and around the world. I want to say a huge thank to Motos America and their Triumph stores for giving me the opportunity to come out and test the new 2024 TF250 X Triumph, and we're going to break that thing down a little bit. I was kind of excited to see what it was kind of going to feel like, but I must say the bike had its very own characteristics. I got on the bike and rode. Took me kind of a lap. I just kind of felt a little bit about the bike, saw what the balance points were, got a feel of the chassis, and from the second lap I really felt comfortable straight away. The only actual change I made, I found straight away the bike was a little bit harsh for me on the front, so I changed 3 suspension clickers to soften it up a little bit, and I rode like that the rest of the day. So from a comfort level and how easy it was to get used to the bike, I thought it was really easy. Initial first impression, I couldn't really think of anything negative. Felt comfortable straight away and started ripping some laps. I think the most impressive thing to me in the beginning was the motor package. I actually enjoyed the launch control a little bit more. It just helped that bike not kick up so much. So it was a little bit smoother right off the bottom, but it still really pulled really nicely. So the launch control actually worked really well for the start. I found the bike really had a lot of snap off the bottom, but very consistent through the gears all the way through. There was never really a lagging part through the gears. The quick shift option is something I've never really ridden with before, and I was really impressed with how that quick shift worked. It's something that, as for normal riders, it's not something we'd be used to, but I played around with it for a little bit, and I really enjoyed that feature. Okay, so the chassis setup I thought was pretty interesting. It was hard to kind of relate to another bike, but again, I did find comfort with it straight away. I did feel nice and tall on the rear, so I felt like down the straightaways it was really stable and really easy to get into the corners. That's one thing I felt was really nice, like it was really easy to turn. So very predictable chassis. I think there were still some suspension settings I could play around with to get the bike even more comfortable, but I must say I was pushing that bike pretty hard and I felt very comfortable. Even when I came in super hard into a corner, I could maneuver the bike kind of where I wanted to. Adding to that, I really liked the way that the bike was driving out of the corners. Between the shock and the Pirelli tires, I really liked how those tires hooked up. I've been ridden with Pirellis for a little while, and I must say the exit drive of the bike, when getting on the gas, whether it be slick or coming on exit bumps, I felt like it was really easy to find traction and keep that back wheel driving on the ground. I also found the forks nice and predictable. I think there were still ways I could adjust it to get it even better. I could trust the front a lot coming down the straightaways, especially if I lightened it up a little bit. So I think with a little bit of different valving to get it even more comfortable, it'd be even better. I set the sag, I didn't mess with anything else, and the bike was really predictable between the front and the back, and to keep that nice and stable. I was really trying to push myself to see how far I could break down the long straightaways and into the corners. The brakes hooked up awesome. The Brembo brakes are obviously the way to go. Very predictable, nice and sharp, but also you got a good feel for how hard you want to brake with the front, but also really sharp and snappy where you need it. I mean, for me as a professional rider, I got on and I felt comfortable straight away. I pushed the bike quite far to its limits. I was extremely comfortable. And then I also had some of the riders I was coaching today, kids that were at Loretta's, but I mean, one kid was on a Super Mini, one kid was on a 125, and one kid was on a 250, and they all got on the bike and they loved it straight away. They found it very easy to ride, very predictable. They all got off and were like, wow, that was extremely impressive. They all loved the bike straight away. And that's 3 different levels of riders, 4 including me, and we all had very positive feedback on the bike. So it seems to really suit a vast level of riders, kind of from intermediates to pros, and even when the guys had just got on the bike and cruising around, they felt comfortable straight away. So overall, I must say I was extremely impressed. For Triumph being their first shot at a motocross bike, coming out and being competitive against all these brands that have come such a long way over the years, to come up with a bike off the showroom floor that is this competitive already is extremely impressive, and it just shows the possibilities of where this brand can go. As a start and as a base, they've kind of ticked all the main boxes they needed, and if they keep building like this, it's going to be quite exciting to see where this brand can go from here.